In the bottom right, oh, which I keep taking away. That's okay. In the bottom right, our red Protoss is Dewalt. In the bottom left, yeah. In the bottom left at 7 o'clock is our yellow Zerg. Is he the Zerg hero? Is he the Zerg hope? I don't know. It seems like Protoss is unstoppable, but he is. RJB is here.
Is he the male Kerrigan?
Yeah, right? I don't know. We're about to find out. Is that like what, the Cerebrit?
I guess, yeah. Well, we can't assume their genders, so they never told us.
And it's 2023, so we can't assume anyone's gender either. So, but anyway, moving on. I was like, oh, this is what you meant by turning off the weird, which I'm totally just kidding. It's because I was multitasking that I also am just adding to it. With Protoss, though, is it just same thing as always?
It seems like it, yeah. 2-gate. And then transition to either 2-gate Nexus or 3-gate, it seems.
Okay. I think, and I agree with you, it does look the same to me. I think this is going to be the first time that Dewalt actually, I guess it's not going to be the first scout, but it's going to be the second scout. So he doesn't scout the entire map or nearly the entire map before he finds his opponent. So that's good for him. Not that he's really needed the help before, but that's good for him. And we do see that RJB is here, is going for, probably going forward, I might just say yellow Zerg and red Protoss. I don't know. We'll see. I might interchange it a little bit. But he's also going for the hatch at the front. So it'll be interesting to see if it is blocked the same way it was the first time we watched Dewalt, or if he's actually going to get that front wall up, that front defense up.
Yeah, Cleesus definitely had the right idea, but he didn't really get to execute. But we get to see, considering how RJB went 9 pool, he went 9 hatch, 9 pool. So he'll have Zerglings and or Sunkens out in time. So
yeah, true. I do. Yeah, he's already got his creep colony, and he's got. Oh no, he's gonna lose that drone to the probe. Oh, lordy.
Good catch.
But it might be worth it if he can snipe the probe, because then it's not going to be as easy for Protoss to just start the pylons and the cannons and everything. He's building a lot of links, which I also think is good. Dewalt seems like he's not as pressure heavy this time. It's not as pressure hungry. Get the probe. Okay, good.
Oh, nice pull.
Yeah, that was instantaneous to get rid of that drone.
And TR-16.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh,
he ended up getting it. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Because I was even highlighting like what the top drone would be, and it wasn't the same drone. So I'm so surprised that the Zealot just knew. He knew what the weak one was.
Yeah.
A lot of links though.
Right. Usually, sorry to cut you off.
You're fine.
Yeah, players like Dewalt, and I mean, I don't say good players, but players like Dewalt will be quite literally clicking on all of them to see which one to target. So it can get pretty intense with their micro. With good micro, I mean to say.
Yeah, true. Oh man, if Zerg had known, I guess he didn't actually know specifically where Protoss was, but if he did know based off of that first scout, if he had guessed that he was at 5 o'clock, which is where Dewalt was, he might have been able to run past all those Zealots and get in on top of just some probes or the Nexus, something like that. But since he had to kind of just make sure where he was, he lost that small window of opportunity. I think it's fine, but just any edge you can get, I think, is good. And really,
and yeah,
go ahead.
No, and yeah, especially considering sort of the level that these guys play at, I think intel is always key. I mean, he doesn't know if he's going, 3 Nexus or 5 gate or, any sort of aggressive, and he can actually, respond to that. But now he sort of has to respond cautiously. So
true. And they are playing 1v1 ZVP. I'm sure they're used to it. He's got Zerglings in the right spot in case there's a fast drop. He's even got Overlords as well. And he's even sending another Zergling out to, I thought it was going to be 9 o'clock, because it would make sense to have Zerglings on both sides, because Protoss is probably going to try to put some buildings somewhere on the map to, those elusive drops, as it were. And All right, Protoss is going to find out for the first time just how many sunken colonies that Zerg has, and it's many.
It's a lot.
Yeah, this is like the first time that Protoss has been repelled in like an hour, at least 30 minutes. Crazy.
Wow, 6 gate with 1 Stargate. Interesting.
I'm looking at Zerg just because, again, I'm kind of more interested to see how Zerg solves this matchup, this this issue that is Protoss, and even his base design is pretty interesting. He's left a gap in all of his hatcheries, which is something I don't usually see. At least in threes, you don't see. Protoss looks pretty normal. I think one thing that is different, obviously, is just the fast Nexus, but you only have to worry about one opponent. And his tech isn't above his Nexus, or his Nexi, I guess, which is normally where you see it. At least that's normally where I build it. It's down at the bottom of his base. Looks like he's getting +1. Dude, and there's Overlords like, oh, he's going to get a scout. This is going to be so good for Zerg. Oh, but there's
Willie, the Corsair.
The Corsair just went
I wonder if
past.
he just... Yeah, I wonder if he purposely... Because
Dude.
Overlord's going to die anyways, maybe?
True. Like, just let him have
Maybe
the scout.
Right.
He baited in some Zealots into the front of his base, into all of those sunken colonies. So he got like 2 or 3 for free. So that's also just another good move. He is using 2 of his forges, but he's not using the third again, Dewalt.
Oh, he is using all 3.
He is now? Okay,
Oh,
he
the
just
third
barely
one is
started
the
it.
choke. The third one's at the choke.
He's got 4.
Yeah, he's got 4 forges, but
He's
he
using...
is doing all 3 upgrades.
Yeah, but he's doing... Okay, that's fine. It really doesn't matter. I guess if Zerg did go for a bust... Oh, what's going on here? I guess his upgrades did finish up at his choke and at his main, so I know it's not the craziest thing in the world, so we'll move on from it, but it was just kind of funny to see that one upgrading, and then it seems like it started just after I said he wasn't using it, so I wonder if he canceled some of his upgrades so that he could start working on like Storm or something like that. I don't think he has anything else. If I were to guess, it would be Storm. He must have canceled something because that was way too short a time.
Yeah, I wonder if that did happen. Hopefully, it was an upgrade that he had just started, because considering how long they take, it's almost always inefficient to cancel them halfway through. So.
Yeah, I wasn't on top of it 100%, but I was pretty bewildered. I'm pretty sure he just started them and then canceled them because he does have all 3 going in the back now. And he does have his robotic support bay finished as well. Then Corsairs out on the map, I think... Oh, wow, one has 3 kills. And it's supply blocked Zerg. Zerg's doing a good job. Now that we've spent so much time on Protoss, he's got Hydras in the right spot on both locations. He's going to lose another Overlord. So, he's still just... Oh, nope. After losing it, he's supply blocked again. I was going to say, for a second, he was barely not supply blocked. These Corsairs really are paying for themselves. They might have gone down. Oh my gosh, they didn't. Oh, it's because he saw with his Overlords that drop coming in, but now he's still just... The dance continues, and this is interesting how many sunken colonies he's put at the front and how he's like spanning them back. But I guess this is good because it's vision for his base.
So this is actually the laking that you want to get into as Zerg. Is pretty much sunkens and spores everywhere to handle the potential recalls, the cannons on the other side of the ledge and whatnot. So he's pretty much set. He's essentially telling Dewalt, I'm ready for high tech, or I'm gonna get into high tech and fight you there. So
okay,
I think at this point Dewalt probably recognizes that. That's why you see just the explosion of gateways and just building out of space at this point.
Yeah.
You even see the Dark Archon there.
I was gonna bring it up.
To Maelstrom. Yeah.
I hope, I don't know what we'll really be able to see. Dang, this is going to be a huge attack. Just a ton of Zealots. And then, I don't know if... Yeah, okay, he is doing it. I was going to say, at this point, it might be worth it to just split them up so that some of them attack the Evo Chamber, some of them attack the Sunken Colony, and then some attack the Hatchery. But I was thinking, if he's got that Dark Archon, it would be cool to see him do the Maelstrom on the drones and then storm them so they can't run away. Because that's the first thing Zerg's going to try to do. But who knows? It's just maybe if Zerg sends a Mutabomb to his base, he will be able to defend it. But that's from a time that is like nowhere even close. The Zerg handled this attack so well, forcing
Good
Protoss.
storm, but good dodge.
Agreed. Protoss spent so much time breaking down the front entrance that all of these sunken colonies kind of in that arc. It's like a predefined arc for Zerg to fall back to. That's really cool. And now if he wants, he could try to just rebuild it while Protoss rebuilds his army. That was a really, really good hold.
And RJB did a great job of, he actually waited to bring in his Hydras while the attack was occurring at his choke. Pretty much to confirm that a drop wasn't coming, because that's usually the premier time to drop is when you're also attacking them to get their attention away. But
yeah,
we see the Overlords getting spread out. I thought that was going to be a drop, but yeah, I guess he picked up the Dark Archon. No, is that his choke?
Oh, okay. So if there's a counter, I kind of wish I'd spent more time just actually talking about how crazy that attack was versus the Dark Archon. Just the idea of it was so cool, because even in 3v3 we don't ever see it. But I hope Zerg didn't really take the opportunity to rebuild in that choke, and so Protoss it's taken a while, but he is, oh my gosh, that was such a juicy second storm. Followed it up, so many Hydras are just eating it right now. Oh, he probably should have targeted down that shuttle.
We are seeing sort of the macro explosion of Zerg also sort of slowly start to kick in with the 9 hatcheries that he has. But Dewalt's been just, I don't think he's missed a cycle. I'd be surprised if he has missed one so far, because he hasn't gone below his supply count, or RJB supply count yet. So
no, not at all. It is a lot closer. I do remember I was thinking to myself a minute or two ago, it was about 150 supply, maybe a little bit more, to I think maybe 80 or 90. And then it was like, now it's shot up again, but it was really close. It's like, what, 100 or 110 to maybe 130. So as Zerg, that is insanely strong. He's getting lurkers, and he is not going into Hive yet, just more hatcheries. And it was cool to see all those Overlords go out when they did, because I think in his brain, I don't know if he actually killed the Corsairs or not, but I imagine it was something along the lines of that they weren't going to be an issue. So I imagine he probably killed them. So then you send the Overlords out, and then it's like, oh, Protoss probably isn't going to rebuild those, which kind of makes sense. But also, if Protoss does go for drops, he's always going to kind of have Corsairs, and he is queuing up for a drop. The shuttle's weakened, so it's kind of scary. But Zerg's not in position. They've been in position this whole time. I think he's getting ready for his own drop, and he's not at the top left. Protoss is going to do that, exactly what you said, attack and drop at the same time.
Oh yeah, I'm curious to see if RJB is actually going to just commit to the drop, because he actually flew in here comes a drop from 9.
That's what I was saying. Let's see if he sees it. It's right over his Overlord, but he might have tunnel vision. He sees him. Is it going to be a time? The storm, the Templar got out.
That storm. Preemptive storm. Oh,
but there's another one. There's 11. Another guy. He could storm the. Okay, so he got 7. I don't see the other one.
18 total.
18? Oh my gosh. Not complete disaster, but at least half, I would say.
And he's still holding off the attack, so as soon as he can get that Queen's Nest up, I don't see a Queen's... Oh, there he is. He just needs to get Hive going. He should be in a favorable position right now. He is sort of slowly getting his choke busted,
right?
But he still has the line of sunken behind it, and he just lost his Reaver. Oh, has another one though.
All races like to get choked, as far as Protoss is concerned.
That's all we care about is what Protoss wants.
Yeah, so you weren't wrong. Protoss. Anyway, so. Dude, these Reavers just put in some work. There's really not a lot of anti-air, so those Scourge were great. There is another Observer, though. He had just plenty to spare. Some more Spore Colonies, will help a little bit. Storms, though, he's had to keep attacking and keep fanning out. Oh, my gosh, that drop's just going for it. Oh, but the Reaver's out now. It was out early. Oh, that's like 12 more, right? No, I think it was 6. Woo!
Yeah, I'd have to say it was 12, because it was a whole unit group.
Was it a whole unit group? Because I thought I highlighted some and they were red. So, but I'll just go with what you were saying, because I thought it was a whole unit group at first, too.
Oh.
Okay, can he get this? Oh, maybe if that was just a second later, he actually could have gotten the shuttle as well, and that's still just extending this push. But the counterattack, oh no! The Archon was there! Where's the Maelstrom? Ah! Unload! Unload! Oh my gosh.
Does he have?
What is happening? Is it just a fake?
Oh, so there's a dropback going on at 5, but unfortunately, I think there's only Hydras.
Well, that's what I'm yelling about. Nothing.
Sorry.
Did they actually get
I thought
out?
choke.
I don't think any Hydras I don't think anything unloaded. I think it was just a fake. I think it was just a fake. Oh my gosh, because if it wasn't, that would have been... it has to have been. He would have unloaded in front of this Dragoon. Okay, so that's good.
Yeah.
At least it distracted Protoss for a second. Zerg is starting to rebuild that arc on the inside, but he needs, like... He has money. He needs supply. He needs, like, overlords is what I mean by supply. He needs lurkers. He's got Hive.
He needs things, yeah.
Yeah, he needs the units, but more specifically, he needs overlords so he can build the units. He had everything else. He had larva, which now he's just maxing out. I imagine it's just going to be Hydras. This is starting to look more and more Dewalt favored. It has for a few minutes, but it's especially looking like it's going to be Dewalt favored.
God. And he just knocked on the front door and said, "Let me in," and now he's in.
I do think so. He's in. He's made himself comfortable. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess the play here is to just maybe snipe those Templar, and then Guardians.
Doing a great job. Oh, nice dodges.
Yeah, really crazy actually. Oh, but there's not very many, and there's another drop. It's just Reavers. Oh, and all the drones are on the outside again. Ah, GG.
GG.
Crazy. Good work, Dewalt.